I'm Julia Harrison.
And I'm Reagan Risk.
I'm Benjamin Nelson.
And this is our project, Dog Meets World.
Fantastic. Really working.
Dogs. They're man's best friends. We feed them, walk them, provide them with whatever they need. Dogs have found an important place in our culture. From Old Yeller and Marley and Me, to the Fox and the Hound and Where the Red Fern Grows. Yes, we're just naming sad dog movies, but you get the point. With over 78 million pet dogs in the U.S. alone, it's clear that humans love their dogs. Wolves. They are ferocious, hunt in packs, and generally like to keep their distance from humans. Many people have thought that wolves and humans came together to improve their chances hunting and obtaining food. However, that simply is not true. Both wolves and humans have the necessary skills to get their own food without the aid of one another. So the question still stands. How did the first domesticated dogs come to be? The most likely scenario is that a few gray wolves began scavenging scraps from human communities, and eventually decided to stick around. After all, who doesn't like free food? Thus began an over 10,000 year relationship and the first example of domestication in human history. In contrast to the relative homogeneity of wolves, dog breeds are vastly different from one another. They come in a broad range of shapes, sizes, and characteristics. These distinct breeds didn't evolve naturally, but were the result of humans employing selective breeding. Selective breeding, as described by Charles Darwin, is evolution by human selection. It is humans picking and choosing what they deem as desirable traits for other organisms and then breeding according to those preferences. Humans have been breeding dogs with favorable traits for thousands of years, but most dog breeds have only been around for about 150 years. As humans discovered the traits they liked, they bred for those characteristics. That's why you have wolf-like dogs like huskies, hunting dogs like retrievers, big dog like mastiffs, little dogs like Pomeranians, and, well, whatever that is. With selective breeding, the genes aren't changing as drastically as you might expect. The phenotypic traits are being passed down in a way that makes them more likely to appear. It's amazing to think that such different animals could have nearly identical genes, and it's all because of selective breeding. Dogs have evolved not only in their appearance, but also in the way they communicate and interact with us. According to research at the University of Florida, dogs generally excel on human-guided tasks and respond to human gestures and social cues much like a human child, while chimpanzees, humans' closest relatives, are much less sensitive to these kinds of cues. Dogs identify and react to hand movements and even will gaze into a human's eye, something no other animal does. When humans interact with dogs, endorphins that indicate attachment, affection, and decreased stress are released. So while dogs can't speak and tell us that they are happy, we're able to tell how they feel through the chemicals in their brains. For humans, having dogs in our lives has greatly benefited us. When we interact with dogs, particularly when we pet and play with them, within 25 minutes our heart rates and blood pressure drop, similar to when we engage in other stress-relieving activities. Additionally, our bodies release dopamine, the happy hormone, and oxytocin, and reduces cortisol, the stress hormone. This connection is why having a service dog can be so helpful for people with anxiety or PTSD. But in every case, dogs have become much more than just pets. For many people, they would consider their dog to be part of their family. In conclusion, according to archaeological evidence, it is calculated that the first domesticated dogs existed around 10,000 years ago. Wolves first started scavenging scraps from human communities and decided to stick around for the free food. Eventually, humans decided they preferred certain traits, and selective breeding became increasingly common, resulting in the wide variety of breeds we see today. Over time, dogs have developed unique communication techniques solely for interaction with humans, and they both experience many of the same chemical and physiological effects in those interactions. It's quite amazing to think that the most beloved member of a household could have evolved from ferocious wolves, and it's clear that the dog days aren't going to be over anytime soon.